Dan on the chase, blocks him off the backboard. Oh, showtime. Oh, he slammed it down. Kino rises. Another three from Eula. Go! I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Hello everybody and welcome to the MacsLive Athletic Center on this terrific Sunday of Sarachek. Sunday of Sarachek is the stuff that dreams are made of. I'm Avi Seebeck and this is Tess, and you're here with the NCSY pregame show. Tess, I know you spoke to the coach of Jewish Culture. Tell me about it.
I spoke to the coach, Jared, of Jewish Culture, and I said, Coach, what do you need to win this game? And very curtly he said, we got to make more baskets than the other team. Love the sense of humor, but he said, I said, are there any specific guys that you need to show up? He said, his team runs 7-8 guys deep. Everyone needs to contribute for them to get this win in their first ever Sarachek appearance ever in the history of the school.
I spoke to Coach Code of DRS. He said there's two keys to this game, and their names are A.B. Spodek and Yitz Bennett. If those two guys show up, they're all-stars. They led them to a championship. They're going to do well. On behalf of NCSY, we want to thank YU and Sarachek for the partnership we've had over this past Shabbos. It was a wonderful Shabbos. We really love to be here, and let's see a terrific game right now to see who gets into the championship.
Good luck.
And welcome up in the booth here in the MacsLive Athletic Center, Yosef Silver alongside Avery Stepner. That was the NCSY pregame show, inspiring the Jewish future for over 70 years as Saidi takes it in. Solomon, elbow J, no good. And that's taken by Orel Nalmani. Just to get into tonight's starters, presented by the Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure you visit us for all of our virtual events and opportunities we have for prospective YU students. For the Jewish Culture Lions, starting at guard, the 6-foot senior number 1, Joshua Alfasi. Starting at guard, the 5'10 senior number 3, Shiloh Khan. Starting at forward, the 6'2 junior who hit the bucket, number 11, Noah Sepowitz. Starting at guard, the 5'8 junior number 15, Mika Hazan. And starting at forward, the 6'4 senior number 41, Orel Nahmani. For the number 1 DRS Wildcats in their home whites, starting at guard, the 5'8 senior number 0, Gaby Spodek. Starting at guard, the 5'9 junior number 1, Alicia Saidi. Starting at forward, the 6'1 senior number 24, Yitz Bennett. Starting at guard, the 5'9 senior number 30, Shoham Gabe. And starting at forward, the 6' senior number 31, Michael Solomon. That shot was no good. Rebound taken by Sepowitz. 3-0 Culture to start. Shiloh Khan. And that's Alfasi in the corner. And that went over the top, out of bounds.
Yosef, the key early on in this game is the Culture shooting on offense. DRS is going to play their matchup zone. But anytime you do anything in a zone where you don't have players directly guarding shooters, that leaves you vulnerable to guys on Jewish Culture who can make shots without, much space. I'm looking at number 3, Shiloh Khan, as a guy who does not need a lot of space to get a shot up. He's been terrific so far in the tournament. He can create his own shot. DRS really needs to communicate, watch where he is, watch where number 1, Jojo Alfasi is. And if they can limit those two guys shooting, DRS will be in a good space. On the other side, looks like Culture is starting out in a 2-3 type defense. But they're gonna ball pressure around half court. They don't have the size and physicality advantage they've had all tournament long, so they feel like they might need to go into a 2-3 to limit DRS shooting and scoring.
Spodek was no good, and now in the corner is Shiloh Khan. Shiloh Khan through contact gets the ball to Mika Hazan. Now Khan gets it back. Shiloh, deep 3. Back iron. Bennett with a good box out, and that goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Yosef, that's the type of shot that Shiloh's going to take throughout this game. He can light it up, and especially Jewish Culture, they play more fast-paced games coming from the league in Florida where, it's a lot more up and down. It's not as much, running sets and motions and slowing the game down as it is in the Yeshiva League, so it'll be an adjustment. We'll see if DRS can get into his face and disrupt his rhythm.
And I like the way that Culture's coming up and pressuring Gaby Spodek, not letting him kind of run the offense the way he's used to. That's a 3 from Saidi. Grazed the front rim, no good, but the DRS gets it back. Shoham Gabe. Gabe now to Saidi. DRS working with a fresh 35, so they're taking their time. Saidi, now Solomon, back to Saidi. Saidi through a screen, gets to the corner, tipped away. Alfasi taking it, now Shiloh Khan on the break. Beautiful pass from Alfasi to Khan, 4-2, 5-0 Culture.
Yeah, what a pass ahead by Alfasi as there's Bennett taking it inside. Can't finish it.
And DRS offense a little bit out of whack as Jewish Culture has been great defensively thus far. That's a 3 from Alfasi. Front iron, fights for his own rebound, gets tipped to Yitz Bennett, who bounce passes it out of the reach of Shoham Gabe and gives Jewish Culture a free possession.
Yeah, one thing about Culture that really catches you by surprise is how much size they have. I mentioned it early on, how they like to just ball pressure teams out of games. And even if they're in a 2-3, which a lot of times a 2-3 means you're just sitting back and giving the other team some room, they're not doing that. They're bringing the pressure all the way at half court, and it's causing DRS some fits.
Shiloh Khan now in the corner. Sepulitz. Sepulitz backing down Bennett. Goes up, no good. Saidi on the rebound. Alicia Saidi, kind of the scoring leader of this DRS offense that's thus far been blanked in this Tier 1 semifinal. Gaby Spodek. Now it's Saidi off the dribble, and that's going to be a foul. I believe that's on Alfasi. That's his team first.
Yosef, one thing about playing a zone is if there aren't a lot of shooters on the court, you really only have to focus in on 2 guys here. It's going to be more so Saidi and Gabe as guys who can nail down threes. Spodek can also shoot, but, it's not the biggest strength of his game. And it allows you to really play a lot more help defense and keep size in the paint to try to neutralize Solomon and Bennett's physicality advantage.
Alicia Saidi now gives it across to Shoham Gabe. Gabe attacking the lane with a floater and banks it home. 5-2 now lead now for Culture as Mika Hazan quick to take it the other way. Albelia in the game for Jewish Culture, as is Z Itzkowitz with the ball now. Down low to Hazan. Now Shiloh Khan in the corner. That's a high arc triple off the mark, and that's going to be off-ball foul on Mika Hazan, drawn by Shoham Gabe.
This is something called false reality right now if you're a DRS. It's only a 3-point game, so on the outside, if you're looking at the box score, it looks fine. But in reality, Jewish Culture has gotten a lot of open looks from 3, and as the game progresses, they're going to start nailing those. DRS really has to make sure they're getting out on those shooters. Maybe they can lean off of some of the non-shooters like Hazan, Sepulitz, and Albelia.
Gabe, deep triple. Didn't catch anything, but Mike Solomon there for the rebound. Tried to put it up, got blocked. And now Mika Hazan over to Sepulitz. Albelia, 3. Too short, and the ball goes out of bounds. And almost similar to what you were saying, watching that game against that Jewish Culture played against your boys in TABC, it's kind of almost a similar thing that, they had some opportunities, they didn't get it, but eventually they just wear you down over time. And in that TABC game, they really kind of pushed ahead in that third quarter. And for DRS, they're going to have to be aware that even though they're only down 3, this is not a recipe for success the way they've been playing thus far. Down low to Michael Solomon, who gets blocked, as this Culture defense has been stifling over the first 4.5 minutes. Albelia, Z Iskowitz in the corner, no good once again. Full court pass, intercepted. That's Sepulitz who slows it down. Mika Hazan. That's Albelia. David Albelia, no good. And that's a silly foul from Khan as he caught Saidi up high on the rebound.
Yeah, Coach Moshe Cohen is thinking exactly what I'm thinking right now. DRS needs to slow down this game. They're playing to the pace that Culture likes to play at. They should get the ball into Gaby Spodek's hands. He's one of the best playmakers, if not the single best playmaker in the country. He's a true point guard. Let him handle the ball, run the offense through him. You can be lethal with dissecting this Culture defense if you just slow it down and play to your strengths.
Cross court to Spodek. Gaby Spodek attacking the lane. Wow. What a play from Gaby Spodek as he cuts the lead to 1 in what's been really a back and forth first quarter.
Partner, you see it right away. Gaby Spodek is very capable of just blowing by anyone, collapsing the defense. He's truly the X factor in this game, and he's a guy that can take over at any point.
Iskowitz now at the wing, working on Saidi. DRS obviously in their matchup zone as it's Solomon working on Khan. Pass is taken away by Shoham Gabe. Gabe pushing the other way, going attacking, and an offensive foul on Shoham Gabe as he went straight at Shiloh Khan, who drew the charge.
Yeah, you'll see on the replay, Gabe lowers the shoulder. That's going to be an offensive foul every time. Shiloh Khan is not set, but anytime you lower the shoulder, you're playing like a running back in the NFL. That's not a recipe for success. And I think you got to credit the DRS defense over the last couple of minutes. They've really settled in and forced Culture into some bad shots. And another turnover there.
As now it's Bennett. Bennett fighting on the sideline through some pressure. Dumps it off to Saidi. Now forward to Spodek. Saidi, top of the key, moving in. Now retreats. 1:45 remaining here in this first quarter. Jewish Culture 5, DRS 4. As it's Spodek. Now Bennett at the wing. Almost lost it. Kicks to the corner. Shoham Gabe rattles in and out. Bennett on the tip. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. And Yitz Bennett doing great work down low, giving DRS the lead. Now a 6-0 run for the Wildcats.
It's Bennett, just a guy you cannot contain on the boards. You just need to have a body on him at all times. And that's what makes DRS so tough to guard. It's Bennett, not necessarily a guy that's going to create his own shot, but he will create his own shot by getting these offensive rebounds, which really forces you to change what you have to do defensively.
Shiloh Khan now driving baseline, gets stopped by Bennett. Pulls up, didn't get anything. And now Saidi really pushing forward for DRS. Saidi attacking the basket, going up, drawing contact. No good, but a foul. As the opportunity to extend this lead even further for Alicia Saidi at the line. First one no good from Saidi, so it remains 6-5 with 1 minute flat to go. Come to Como Pizza for some great pizza, pasta, salads, and even awesome breakfast options. We'll be streaming the games in the store, making it a great place to watch the games while you eat. Now, Avery, I don't know about you, but I love that breakfast special from Como. And definitely has been powering some of my days recently. Second one was good from Saidi. Now a 2-point lead for DRS. 7-0 run as it's Albelia down low. Through contact. Great job, David Albelia, only a freshman, tying the game. Now 7-7 between Jewish Culture and DRS.
Yosef, that was a great play by Z Iskowitz, number 13, splitting the defense, drew some attention as there's a three in the corner that doesn't go.
Once again, rattles in and out for Gabe. We've heard a lot of talk about the rims on that end of the court. As great job, no shot, but they're going to say on the floor, that's a foul on Saidi. Foul drawn by Saidi, excuse me. So let's see who they get on the push. Looks like it's going to be Khan. That's his second. 25.2 to go here in this quarter. Shiloh Khan going to head to the bench.
And Yosef, another guy who has 2 fouls, is number 15, Mika Zahn. So the 2 guards and primary playmakers for this Culture team already in foul trouble.
And while that was not a foul in the act of shooting, Jewish Culture is in the bonus. So Saidi going to head to the line, true on the first. Want to receive Sarachek news and updates and get close game alerts? Join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the description of this YouTube video. Saidi on the second. Nails it. Now 9-7 DRS lead, 25 seconds to go. Presumably Culture will hold for 1. Gaby Spodek applying some pressure to Jojo Alfasi in the backcourt. Albelia now. As Culture going to slow it down. 12 on the shot clock. Albelia still with it. Now Z Iskowitz. Iskowitz, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Iskowitz with 5, 4, taking the screen. Kicks it off to Alfasi, 2 seconds, 1 second. Alfasi tries to get a pass down low, blocked away by Bennett. And Jewish Culture couldn't get anything on that possession as DRS will take a 9-7 lead into the end of the first quarter. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Level up your Pesach plans. This Chol Hamoed Pesach, join NCSY at Six Flags on April 5th and 6th for an epic day you won't want to miss. Busing is provided for teens, and there will be kosher for Pesach food available. Visit sixflags.ncsy.org for more info. And now as we start this second quarter, Jewish Culture is going to get the ball inbounding at the sideline. Some subs for DRS. Mikey Freund, Noah Bornstein into the game as Yitz Bennett and Shoham Gabe taking a seat. 9-7 DRS lead as it's Alfasi. Maybe got away with a double dribble. Albelia, elbow J, that's good. A great job by the freshman who's done excellent thus far in this game. 9-9, we're all knotted up. 15 seconds into this second quarter.
Yosef, if you're going to play a zone, you got to know your personnel. Jojo Alfasi is extremely athletic. Anytime you ball pressure and you're inviting him to just blow right by you, it's a solid shooter, but not someone you really need to get all the way out on a half court. So I would lay off him a little bit and try to keep him out of the paint. That's going to be a foul on the ground on Noah Seplitz, number 11. Looks like he pushed Solomon from behind.
Yeah,
and one thing you got to highlight, partner, is you're going to see on the replay, Yitz Bennett with 4 offensive rebounds so far. Extremely impressive stat. And, Culture's a very physical team, as we talked about, so credit to Bennett for really putting his body on the line here. He looks to come back in at the next substitution.
Yeah, and he made such a big difference for DRS in that championship game. That's a deep 3 from Saidi. Couldn't get it. And that's going to be off of Noah Seplitz and Jewish Culture. Great job by Mikey Freund fighting for the ball.
Yeah, Noah Seplitz is not happy with his past possession. A couple plays he thought went the other way, but the refs disagreed, and we play on. Tie game here, 9-9, with 7 minutes to go in the second.
No Bornstein to inbound. Gets Bennett back into the game for DRS. Mike Solomon under the hoop. That gives it to Spodek. Inside to Bennett. Kicks out to the corner. Solomon attacking the basket. Stops at the elbow. Wide open 3 for Spodek. Pump fake. Now pulls. Back iron. But rebound taken by Bornstein. He's done a great job. 3 from Saidi. Once again, no good. And another. That was off of Bennett. I thought they were going to call that off of Seplitz again. But Seplitz catching a break. And now Mika Hazan and Shiloh Khan sitting on 2 fouls back into the game for Culture.
Yosef, I mentioned an idea of false reality before when talking about Culture's his defense against Culture shooting. On the other side, there's a false reality here where it's 9-9 and Culture is tied, as Alfasi is going to miss that jumper. And they get the ball back and make a layup.
Great
so it all
effort
worked
from
out in the end.
Rahmani on that one.
But Culture needs to do a better job crashing defensive boards right now. DRS absolutely owning the boards over there. They're getting a ton of second chance points, second chance opportunities, and that's going to serve them well down the stretch of this game as they're just going to steal more and more possessions.
That's down low to Bennett. Great ball movement from DRS as Yitz Bennett finishes under the hoop, 11-11. Jojo Alfasi now, defended by Gaby Spodek. Alfasi going to attack the basket and stop. Ball was stolen away by Solomon, but someone's going to get called for a foul. We'll see if it's Mike Solomon or Gaby Spodek. And it looks like they're going to call that on Spodek. That's team second, first personal for Gaby Spodek.
Again, going back to before, you ball pressure Jojo Alfasi all the way up. You're very prone to get blown by there, and you're going to pick up a bad foul. You got to know your personnel, and he's not going to shoot from half court. So give him some space and stay in front of him.
Jojo Alfasi gives it over to Khan. Shiloh Khan attacking the basket. And that was no good. Great job by Shoham Gabe fighting for the rebound. Saidi. Working around, went back and forth. Now Spodek. Back out to Saidi. Shoham Gabe. Jewish Culture Zone doing a really good job denying space. It's Bennett in the corner. He gets doubled. He's going to attack the basket, loses a handle. Throws forward to Khan. Now Hazan. Khan in the corner. That's a triple. Front iron. And good job by Orel Nalmani to try to grab the rebound. But it's going to be out of bounds, DRS ball.
An even better job on that by Gaby Spodek boxing out Orel Nalmani. It's about 6-inch difference in height and weight as well. Gaby Spodek's such a gritty player, and that's what makes him so fun to watch. He's extremely talented. As you see, great passing by DRS, but they can't get the layup to go. But Gaby Spodek's such a fun player to watch with how hard he plays, and he's truly one of the best players we've seen in this league.
That's good transition defense from Michael Solomon. Forced the turnover. Now it's Spodek. Thought about the 3. Now going to move inside on 3 defenders, but draws a foul. 4:46 remaining. Game still not at 11. Gaby Spodek going to head to the line for 2. And now that's 2 fouls on Noah Seplitz. So we got 2 on Khan, 2 on Hazan, and 2 on Seplitz for Jewish Culture.
Well, one thing that's good about Jewish Culture is they got a bench. They got about 4 guys who can come in and give really good minutes. And, as long as you have one of your playmakers in there, whether it's Khan or Hazan, you're able to survive a few-minute stretch if you want to sit Seplitz or sit one of the other scorers and try to preserve them. We saw in the Frisch game, they tried to do that with Jesse Reinhardt. It didn't work out. He ended up fouling out. They were able to survive. It's just that game that you have to play as a coach, trying to mix and match minutes to keep guys in the game and when it matters most.
Yeah, ironically, we just had 2 subs for Jewish culture, but it was the 2 guys that are not sitting on 2 fouls heading out of the game, as we're going to get a timeout, I believe, from Coach Cohen of DRS. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I think I connect with Hashem more at Seneca because we have davening every day.
When we hit Friday night, everybody takes a deep breath. We come to the shul all together. Amazing tefillah with singing and joy and dancing.
On Saturday night, everybody's got their arms around each other. They're so excited to just sing together.
Welcome back into the MacsLive Athletic Center. We're all the 2-point lead for DRS with 4:39 left in the first half. Jewish culture with the ball.
And now it's Mika Hazan. Seplowitz back to Hazan. Quick handoff. That's a fadeaway triple for Hazan. I don't know if that's a shot you want if you're Jewish culture, but no good. So DRS still up 2 as we approach the halfway mark of this second quarter.
Yosef, we've noticed a lot sharper offensive actions for DRS when Gaby Spodek was involved. Just to continue to look for him as they do right there.
Spodek, that's a triple from Spodek. Not necessarily known for his 3-point shooting, but can definitely hit a bucket from time to time. And that gives DRS their first 2-possession lead of the day. Mika Hazan. Culture's been quiet over the past couple possessions, really could use a bucket. Itzkowitz in the corner. Once again, rattles around, no good. Spodek on the break, forward to Bennett. A little bit too strong, had to slow him down. Bennett gives out. Saidi thought about the 3, and he'll get called for a walk. Just a little bit too excited, shuffling his feet before he dribbled. And with 3:37 to go, Culture's going to have the opportunity to cut it to a 1-possession lead.
It sounds counterintuitive when you have Gaby Spodek handling the keys to the offense, but I would actually slow it down if I'm DRS. If you got a turnover, unless you got a wide open layup on the other end, I would slow the game down. Your offense has executed well in the half court, as there's a great play by Solomon. He's going to turn over Albilia. Ball goes to DRS. DRS's offense has been really sharp in the half court, especially in the second quarter. So I'm leaning more into that, slowing this game down. It favors DRS when the tempo is slower because they're so lethal when executing half court offense.
And now it's Spodek attacking the basket. Blocked. That was Albilia making up for the mistake on the other end. Mika Hazan now in transition. Hazan attacking the basket, loses a handle, and that's out of bounds off Mika Hazan. Kind of got a little bit too excited towards the basket. He had Shiloh Khan in the corner. I don't know if he even saw him. But unfortunately for Jewish culture, another fruitless possession on the offensive end.
And I wonder with how the offense has worked for DRS here in the second quarter, if culture switches to a man to try to amp up the physicality and the ball pressure. Right now still sitting in that zone.
Bennett now in the corner, up top to Gabe. Shoham Gabe attacking an open lane, drawing contact, and getting the layup. And we talk about a lot of the other guys for DRS, but Shoham Gabe has just been excellent so far in this tournament, almost the forgotten guy in a sea of stars for the Wildcats, but he's really shown out here. No good from culture, and who else but Shoham Gabe with the rebound. Spodek pushing for DRS. As now Saidi to slow it down.
Yosef, watch on the zone because their ball pressure is so high. It's going to cause number 4, Earl Nachmani, to step all the way up to the high post. As there's Saidi with a deep triple, and it doesn't go. And then as I was about to mention, it leaves a lot of room underneath the basket because your big man has to step up. That's something that culture does defensively, and DRS has done a great job exploiting that. Their lead balloons to 9 with 2 minutes left in the first half.
And who else but Gaby Spodek for DRS, just so fundamental, following the shot, grabbing the rebound, and putting it back in. As DRS now on a 9-0 run, Coach Jared Axon for Jewish culture doing anything he can to stop the momentum for the Wildcats headed into the locker room. Well, 2:03 to go before they head into the locker room.
Yeah, and Yosef, it's an interesting thing, with coaching and defenses. Usually when you play a zone, it means you're sitting back and you're grinding the game down to a halt. You're forcing the other team to be sharp with their passing around the perimeter and force them to take threes. Jewish culture, when they play a zone, they amp up the ball pressure, play a higher line defensively, but it exposes underneath the basket. And when you have a guy like Gaby Spodek that's so good at getting by ball pressure. It's someone that's really unfazed. His playmaking is top tier. It's something that's just not going to work as this game progresses. For Jewish culture, another strong possession for DRS defensively.
Yeah, Mika Hazan couldn't finish through the contact. No look pass from Shoham Gabe. Was just a little too far for Yitz Bennett. And now taken by Z Itzkowitz. Khan, 3. Falls. Huge momentum shifter for Jewish culture as they bring the game to within 6 with 1.5 minutes to go.
Partner, you weren't going to slow down Shiloh Khan for that long. He's a guy that's going to get hot at some point in this game. And when that happens, you got to watch out. He is a certified bucket getter.
A PBG, as the great Charlie Bentime would say. As now it's Saidi. He's going to move in. Now pull. Back iron taken by Mika Hazan as Jewish culture out on the break. Itzkowitz with a floater. Rattles around and falls. Now 20-16. Great job by Jewish culture stopping the momentum of DRS as Jojo Alfasi looks to check into the game at the next dead ball. Sweet Saidi through some pressure. Gives it to Solomon. Solomon moving inside, kicks to the corner. That's Bornstein. Noah Bornstein bringing it back to the top. That's Saidi now. About 20 seconds separate shot and game clock. Cross court to Bornstein. That's a triple. And that's good from Noah Bornstein. Good response from DRS. Now a 7-point lead for the Wildcats as 1 second separates shot and game clock.
Yeah, now even though you said there's still a shot clock on, as there's a foul by Noah Bornstein, they're going to look to put Gaby Spodek in for some defense. And Bornstein getting a big standing ovation from the DRS crowd. If I'm Jewish culture at this point, I'm holding for 1. You know, with the second in between the game clock and shot clock, there's not much you can do if you're DRS. So if you're culture, you hold for 1, you minimize the damage. Hopefully you got a bucket. If not, worst case, it's a 7-point game going into half, and you can regroup then. And then you have to add on top of that, with that foul, the shot clock will reset. So now there is no shot clock. Culture almost certainly will hold for 1. And if I'm culture, Yosef, I'm trying to run something to Shiloh Khan. He's a guy that can get a shot off, without much room, hold the ball, run a set with about 10 seconds left, and put the ball in your best player's hands.
Now it's Mika Hazan. Shiloh Khan, 20 seconds. He'll probably hold till about 10 or so, and then probably run some action to try to get a nice shot. Mika Hazan at the logo, 7 seconds. 6, 5, Hazan finds a man. That's Seplowitz. He's got to put it up. Tough contested look. No good. Rebound, Michael Solomon. As this one will head into the locker room. DRS 23, Jewish culture 16. In what's been a back and forth game, although DRS has been able to get some good stuff down the stretch. As we're going to try to pull Coach Moshe Cohen for the DRS Wildcats for a quick halftime interview with our sideline reporter Natan Rabizadeh in just 1 quick second. But Avery, just quick thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, DRS, withstood some punches early on by Jewish culture. They settled in. Really good defense, at least a great offense.
And now we're going to send it down to Natan Rabizadeh standing by with Coach Moshe Cohen. Natan?
Coach, what do you like from the first half stopping the run?
I thought it was a great half. We had them to 10 points with a few minutes left in the second. They hit a 3 in a basket there that not going to be happy about the last minute. But we finished with a couple baskets, 7-point lead, semifinals. I'm going to take it. Great half. They're a great team.
How do you plan on breaking the zone in the second half if they stay in it?
We have to be a little more patient. We're a little too wild in there, control the ball a little bit better, and just smoother passing.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you for that, Natan. Always wise words from Coach Moshe Cohen. We're going to send it to the Step It Up halftime show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
My name is Yogev Verdugo, founder and camp director of Step It Up, a sleepaway basketball camp located in upstate New York, founded on the premise that the game of basketball is overplayed and undertaught. Game IQ. Knowledge is power. Our players understand the game, understand how to bring the ball up court, initiate offense, understand how to pick apart man-to-man defense, how to operate against a zone defense, play low-high, high-low, ball reversals, driving and kicking in order to get a higher percentage shot, using zero-dribble offense, drive fakes, pass fakes, and shot fakes to get the defense to commit. Of course, on the defensive side of the ball, to impact the ball both on the ball, off the ball, understand how to manage a team on the court and off, and much, much more. We believe that knowledge is power, and we aim to equip every single one of our players with a keen understanding of the game. Basketball fitness. If you're in great shape, your skills and game knowledge can come to life. Everything from speed, strength, quickness, agility, flexibility, balance, breath work, conditioning, the entire body. Nutrition, what we feed our bodies with. Our players understand that on-court success goes hand in hand with the foods that we put into our bodies. Our players understand the value of proteins, carbohydrates, both simple and complex, vegetables, colorful plates, proper hydration. Regardless of how much knowledge or how much of an advanced skill set our players have, they understand that without proper nutrition, it will be very hard to succeed on the court. Our mentality and philosophy go hand in hand. While we try to develop a player who can impose his or her will on their opponent, at the same time, we want our players to be with a calm mind and a center. Working very hard is a spiritual experience. In order to get good in basketball, you have to trust the process. You have to understand that some days, some week, some months, and even some years over a career will be hard. If you can stay the course and trust your skills, trust the work you've put in the long run, you'll succeed. Our players understand this, and they have a trust in their work and a trust in a process that allows them to enjoy the journey. I think a huge part of development is also knowing when to take a step back. You know, sometimes when we're chasing dreams and chasing goals and working towards something, we get so consumed and even obsessed with it. Sometimes you're having a bad day, put the ball down, jump in the pool, go watch a movie, hang out with friends, take a nap. If you're going to chase big goals, be patient with yourself. Self-compassion, self-love, live in gratitude, trust the process. More than anything, enjoy the process. This is basketball. You chose it because you love it, love the game, and the game will love you back. Honor the game, and the game will honor you back. Respect the game, and this game will give you more than you've ever imagined. My name is Yogev Verdugo, and I fell in love with basketball when I was 12 years old. Well, let me take you back to the beginning of Step It Up. A kid with hoop dreams. I wanted to be a Division I player. The dream became a reality. I ended up finding myself at Madison Square Garden. I ended up playing 2 years Division I basketball at Hofstra before transferring to Brandeis University in Boston, before moving to Israel, playing a year of pro ball. And at 25 years old, 2 years later, I started Step It Up. At the time, a basketball private training company. So I said to myself, if kids are getting better in an hour and getting better in a week, let's start a sleepaway camp. You can make a real shift in their mind, a shift in their soul and their perspective. We started with one kid in 2009. This summer, we're fortunate enough to host over 430 campers from 20 states and 10 countries. We train with a focus and intensity on the court, which turns practice into a game and the game into a practice. We use basketball as a vehicle for growth and success. And the results, well, they speak for themselves. Over 60 college players, Division I, II, and III. Professional players, national team players, a EuroLeague Rookie of the Year, an NBA draft pick, and over 5,000 families, all of whom have stepped it up. We have a love for the game, timeless principles that guide us, a state-of-the-art campus, engaged coaches. We have the results. The choice is simple. It's time to step it up.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. This is the Camp Step It Up halftime show. Just a 2.5 hour drive from New York City with busing provided to and from camp, founded by former D1 player Yogev Verdugo. Step It Up is the most proven Shomer Shabbat sleepaway basketball camp in the world over the past 13 years. As we're going to pause the read for just a quick second to get a interview with Coach Jared Axon. Step It Up has produced over a dozen Yeshiva University and Stern College players, including all conference stars and leading scorers, along with dozens of Yeshiva League MVPs. Hundreds of Sarachek players have come through the program, including current stars like Gaby Spodek, who's really shown out in this game, Alex August, Jojo Alfasi, who's also been another great player, Simon Awol, and Noah Hiltzik. We're going to send it down to Natan Rabizadeh, standing by with an assistant coach for Jewish culture. Natan, take it away.
Coach, what do you think you guys are going to switch up in the second half?
Yeah, we'll probably run a little bit of man, try to speed up the game, get out in transition, and we need to get some more rebounds. Hit some shots, they'll fall. All in all, I like our spot. We got to play a little harder. We got to take it from them.
How do you encourage your guys to play a little bit more selflessly on offense?
It's all we got. This is the last game. This is all we got. Move the ball, get open looks. We'll win the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Good luck.
Thank you. And you were just talking about some Sarachek stars that went to Camp Step It Up. Well, behind our interview is Coach Steinmetz and his daughter, who is one of the top Jewish female basketball players in the high school level. She is a proud Camp Step It Up member. I believe Avery Stepner as well. You are a proud Camp Step It Up member as well. And you obviously a superstar back in your TABC days. Now moved on to the coaching level.
Yosef, you can expand more on that if you want to.
But we'll expand more on Camp Step It Up, actually. It has developed 100 college players across all divisions, plus professional and national team players, a EuroLeague Rookie of the Year, and even an NBA draft pick. This camp runs from June 24th through August 5th in the U.S., with an additional session August 9th through 14th. Flexible 1 to 7 week options are available for boys and girls in grades 3 through 12. The additional option from August 9th through 14th is in Israel. I apologize, I missed that. With 3 daily Minyanim learning groups at Camp Rabbi and a state-of-the-art campus in Pennsylvania. 5,000 families have already stepped it up. For more information, visit timetostepitup.com, email office@campstepitup.com, or call 688-600-0908. Now, Avery, number 1, DRS 23, number 4, Jewish Culture 16. What are your thoughts on the first half and what's going to have to change this coming half?
The number one stat that you got to look at, DRS with 21 rebounds, many of those offensive rebounds, while Culture only has 9. As there's Gabe taking it inside, cannot get it to go, but Bennett, another rebound, as we're talking about. And then Solomon's going to get the bucket. So, Yosef, as we just saw, if Culture cannot limit those second chance points for DRS, Culture has no shot coming back into this game, because the most important thing you have is possessions. If you have enough possessions to score, enough chances to get the ball in the hoop, as there's Khan, he's going to try a 3 and make it. So, to wrap it up, Culture needs to rebound. If they don't rebound, then they're going to be in a tough spot to come back, and they're just not going to have enough possessions because DRS is going to steal all of them.
As now Gaby Spodek thought about the shot, now dumps it off to Bennett. Bennett at the right wing. Noah Seplowitz on him, takes the screen from Solomon. They get the switch. Arel Naamani now double team. Great block by Naamani. And now it's Mika Hazan going the other way. Into the corner for Alfasi. Solomon all the way out to greet him. Alfasi bringing it back up, now going to attack on the other lane. Gets blocked by Shalom Gabe, but that's going to be a foul on number 30 for DRS.
Yeah, Gabe got a little bit of his body in there. It was a nice block, but wasn't completely clean. Jojo Alfasi is definitely going to be a guy that needs to step up in the second half. You know, with all the pressure is going to continue to be on Shiloh Khan and Mika Hazan, a third scorer would be really helpful for Culture. Jojo Alfasi certainly capable of doing that.
As Alfasi, back iron on the first. We would like to thank Chopsticks for being a proud MacsLive sponsor for the best Chinese food in Teaneck. You got to go to Chopsticks. Head to chopsticksusa.com to order online. The link is in the description of this video. That's, of course, Chopsticks with an X as the free throw no good. Jojo Alfasi flying to the ball, throwing it off of DRS, and earning another possession for Jewish Culture. Kind of similar to what you were talking about. You were more talking about on the defensive end, but Jewish Culture fighting for the free ball and earning another opportunity at some points. Arel Naamani. Now it's Mika Hazan, one-on-one with Solomon. Hazan spins, travel.
Michael Solomon, such a good defender in the post. He's just so strong. You can't really move him. He also has the threat of taking a charge, which he is, famously one of the best charge takers in Yeshiva League history, as there's some great defense on Gaby Spodek will go the other way. And Hazan has done a great job whenever Solomon has done a great job whenever Mika Hazan has gotten into the paint. Solomon's been there waiting for him and has really shut him down. Stopping number 15 is definitely a key for DRS coming to this game, and they've done that.
Cross court to Khan. Khan, spot up 3. Back iron, but he's so dangerous, and he had so much space on that one. Bennett, signature left. No good, but a foul on Mika Hazan, and that's 3 now on Hazan.
Yeah, and if you're Jewish Culture, you're almost certainly going to have to take him out, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to put in Z Iskowitz, the senior guard, to take a spot. And with Hazan coming out of the game, again, like we talked about before, it's going to have to be Alfasi stepping up as that second-hand playmaker alongside Shiloh Khan. Bennett's first one is not going to go. so the lead stays at 6.
All Sarachek games played at Yeshiva University will be broadcast on MacsLive.com and the MacsLive YouTube channel. Subscribe to MacsLive on YouTube and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single Sarachek broadcast. Also, if you like this video, there will be a basketball animation from the thumbs up button, and who doesn't love seeing more basketball? So
Yosef, that got me fired up. I'm going to go straight to the MacsLive page and like this video. I want to see that animation.
Well, good news is for most of us, you don't even need to go straight to the page. You're already there, as that's a pull-up from Shiloh Khan, no good. Bennett trying to get on the break. Gives it over to Saidi. Saidi flying to the basket. And good transition offense from DRS. Timeout, Jared Axon and Coach and Jewish Culture.
Yeah, Yosef, what a stretch by DRS there. Getting out in transition. Half-court defense has really been sharp. And a credit to Coach Moshe Cohen, who is the Sarachek Panel Coach of the Year in 2024. Yosef Silver, definitely a big fan himself on that panel. Moshe Cohen has done a tremendous job game planning for this game and has not given Jewish Culture anything easy.
Best summer ever. Last summer, we brought 1,000 teams to Israel. This year, we're bringing even more. The countdown is on. Are you ready? With over 20 incredible programs, NCSY has something for everyone. Don't miss your chance to make this the best summer ever. Register today at summer.ncsy.org. That, once again, is summer.ncsy.org. Now, Avery, if you're Jewish Culture in a little bit of a tailspin, your coach Axon, what are you telling your guys in the huddle?
I think you need to amp up the ball pressure a little more. Go man to man. Trust your guys. They're really physical. They're really athletic. Trust that they can hang with DRS's defense, because right now there are just too many soft spots in Culture zone. In DRS, whether it's on the offensive rebounding or just finding those soft spots and getting good shots up, just hasn't worked out. On the offensive end, you got to look to push the pace, and you got to design more touches for Sheila Khan, number 3. He hasn't got it going yet, but when he does, he's lethal. And at some point, partner, you need to put the ball in your best player's hands.
As now it's Khan. See Iskowitz lost the handle, got it back. 3, too strong. There's a big fight between Alfasi and Bennett, and it looks like Alfasi won that, and Culture will get another possession.
That's already the second time in this quarter that Alfasi has fought for a possession and got it. Again, like we talked about, possessions are key, so Alfasi doing a great job.
That's a pull-up from Nahmani, no good. Rebound, Shoham Gabe. Gaby Spodek taking it down for DRS with a 9-point lead, crossing the 5-minute mark of this third quarter. Spodek pulling it out. Now at the logo, directing traffic. Shiloh Khan up to meet him. Takes the screen. Turns around. Now it's Saidi. Saidi working on Alfasi. Saidi powering his way to the basket. And great job by Alisha Saidi. Now a double-digit lead for the Wildcats. Khan picked off. Saidi the other way. Shiloh Khan behind him. And that's going to be a foul. I believe they're going to be an and one, and that may be a clear path foul, transition take foul, as that foul came from behind with no one between Saidi and the basket.
Yeah, we're going to see on the replay here. I'm not sure how much contact there was. I'm surprised they called something. Maybe bumped him a little bit from behind, but I'm not sure that was the right call. And Shiloh Khan now with this third. Hazan has 3. This is a really rough moment for Jewish Culture. You got your stars in foul trouble. You're down by 13, could be 14. And it's really also just been turnovers. They've had a couple over the past few minutes, just leading to open fast break layups. Again, I don't want to be a broken record, but you cannot gift possessions to the other team when you're trying to come back.
As it's now a 14-point lead for DRS. Spot up 3 from Alfasi, front rim. Spodek with the ball, throws forward to Saidi on the break, and once again, Alisha Saidi in fast break, in transition. And I wonder if your coach Axon maybe want a timeout, as especially it looked like David Albilio, the freshman, a little bit shaken up for the Lions.
Yosef, it's not something you want to do against DRS, considering they have Gaby Spodek. But I think if you're Jewish Culture, you got to go into a press. We saw it against TABC on Thursday night. They were able to get some steals, get some easy fast break layups. I think you have to put all your chips on the table right now with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. DRS is not a team that's just going to give you the lead. They're too experienced. They've been here before. So you got to amp up the pressure. You got to try to steal yourself some opportunities. And if you can get this game down to single digits before the start of the fourth quarter, and I think you're feeling pretty good if you're Jewish Culture, giving herself a chance to come back. The downside of that, of course, is you have Gaby Spodek, who is so quick and so good at breaking ball pressure that they might just get a ton of easy layups and balloon this lead up, to 20-plus points. But again, Coach Axon's going to have to take a gamble at some point if you want to close the gap of 16 points.
Yeah, DRS on an absolute run right now. Holding Culture to under 5 points in the half. As now it's Itzkowitz. Pass was tipped but taken by Alfasi. Yitz Bennett fell down. He's holding his ankle, but he looks to be getting up. And they're going to call an injury timeout for Yitz Bennett, as he's just saying he needs a second to get up. Interesting. I like the ref calling the whistle, but you usually don't see that when the other team has the ball.
Yeah, I think what was interesting is Jewish Culture looked to have an advantage there. It wasn't just because Bennett had fell. It was actually because he had mistimed the pass and over-pursued it, so they had a 5-on-4. I think for Coach Axon, obviously, we all hope Bennett's okay, and he looks to be fine. He looks to probably come back in soon. But you probably don't want to call a whistle yet, and you want to let Jewish Culture finish out that possession.
As it's going to be Amir Peretz checking into the game. Noah Seplowitz leaks into the backcourt to get the easy inbound. Coach Axon talking to the official, presumably about what we just spoke about.
And Yosef now with Bennett off the floor. Jewish Culture is going to have the size advantage. I would try to take him inside right now and try to take advantage of a lack of rim protection.
That's a three from Albelia, no good. But rebound by Alfasi, just like you were talking about. And Alfasi no good on the putback, but draws a foul, and he'll head to the charity stripe.
That's the adjustment you're going to have to make. Even when Bennett comes back in, presumably he'll be a little banged up, but he looks to be fine. But either way, you're going to have to crash the boards a little harder. You're going to have to apply some rim pressure, because right now just dribbling around the perimeter trying to run these actions for shooters off the ball is not working. So Culture needs to make some adjustments here.
Alfasi hits the first. So far the scoring in this third quarter is 12-4 in favor of the Wildcats. Alfasi with the ability to cut it to 14. Back iron, but rebounds fought for by Albelia, and that'll be a jump between Albelia and Saidi. Possession arrow pointing Culture's way. So once again, another possession off a free throw for the Wildcats, for the Lions, as Yitz Bennett and Noah Bornstein checking into the game. Shoham Gabe, Amir Peretz headed to the bench.
Yosef, that past couple possessions is a clear display. There's a three-pointer, that's good. Z Iskowitz from downtown. But you see the importance of Yitz Bennett, and now you see Jewish Culture starting to go into a press. This game is heating up. We'll see if Jewish Culture can bring this into single digits going into the fourth quarter. I think that's what you need if you're Coach Jackson.
Alicia Saidi working on Jojo Alfasi. Saidi pulls, got it. Tough take from Saidi. It turns the lead to 14 for the Wildcats with just over 3 to go. Z Itzkowitz inside to Mika Hazan playing on those 3 fouls. Drops Solomon, and Hazan hits point-blank range.
I think Solomon tried selling that charge over there. It didn't work. And a great job by Hazan. That's what he needs to do. He needs to get into the paint, use his body. He's very strong. As there's a tough take by Gaby Spodek, and Mika Hazan might be on the hook here for his 4th foul.
As they are going to call it on Mika Hazan, sending him to the bench. Shiloh Khan checking back into the game. He's also playing on 3. That spells really bad news if you're Jewish Culture, as one of your best players is going to be stuck on the bench for, for sure the end of the quarter, maybe even more.
And I think that changes a lot because, first of all, now Shiloh Khan, a guy who you want to sit because of the foul trouble that you talked about, he's going to have to risk. They're going to have to risk him coming into the game just to provide more offense. And then when Hazan does come back into the game, presumably to start the fourth quarter, he's going to have to be very careful. And we saw it in the Frisch game, as I mentioned before. Jesse Reinhardt got his 4th foul towards the end of the game, and he tried to be a little more careful when guarding, when guarding Shahavit's big, Jacobson. So that's another thing that's going to change is Jewish Culture. They're just not going to have the same aggressiveness with Hazan.
As it looks like we're going to get a technical foul called on Jewish Culture. Didn't exactly see what happened, but it's going to be Gaby Spodek shooting some technical free throws. And similar to what we were talking about, if you're Jewish Culture, obviously it must be frustrating, but you cannot do silly things that kind of shoot yourself in the foot, like committing technical fouls.
Partner, one interesting thing to note is this is Jewish Culture's first time in this tournament. It might not be used to that Sarachek in-town team type of feel where you have the DRS fans who come in droves and really rile you up. And sometimes it can be tough if you don't have the experience in terms of playing to the emotions of the crowd. Jewish Culture, just doesn't have the experience here, and that's costing them a little bit as they've been a little phased by DRS so far.
As Spodek connected on both, now a 16-point lead for DRS, just under 3 to go, and DRS is going to get the ball off of what was a Jewish Culture possession. So they give away the possession, they give away 2 points.
Yeah, disaster possession there for Jewish Culture. You're giving them 4 free points, and you give them a possession. If DRS scores here, it might be an early dagger. It'd be tough to see Jewish Culture coming back, down 18.
As now Saidi taking the screen from Solomon. Behind him, Noah Bornstein. Now Gaby Spodek. Coach Moshe Cohen calling out traffic, poked away by Shiloh Khan, and now it's 5-on-4 for DRS. Spodek, Saidi in the corner, driving baseline, gets doubled. Good ball movement here from DRS. Spodek, 10 on the shot clock. 7 on the shot clock for Spodek. Solomon, beautiful back and forth, but Spodek couldn't finish, taken the other way by Culture, as it's Sepowitz on the break. Sepowitz behind him to Khan. That's a spot-up 3. Good from Shiloh Khan. And if they're going to get back into this game, it's going to be on the back of Shiloh Khan and some big 3-pointers.
Yeah, I don't know if Culture did much to stop DRS on our last possession, but they did get a stop, and they made it 3 on the other end. A crucial 2 minutes here as Culture's trying to hang on and keep themselves within striking distance.
And I think if you're Culture, it's just a little bit possession by possession, trying to make sure the lead doesn't balloon. At least send it, make it single digits at the end of the quarter as it's Bornstein, wide open lane, takes it and the bucket, 43-28. DRS as another defensive collapse from Jewish Culture.
Yeah, Bornstein's been impressive. He's played great defensively. He hit a 3, a great take right there. He's been an X factor for the Wildcats.
Shiloh Khan now driving in, and that's going to be a charge. Michael Solomon, who else for DRS? And that's not only is that brutal because Shiloh Khan could have maybe gone to the line or hit the layup, but now Shiloh Khan's at 4. And if you're Jewish Culture, they got a lot of talented pieces, but if you're looking around, where's my offense coming from? My go-to guys are stuck on the bench.
And it looks like Shiloh Khan is going to remain in. So, like we talked about, Coach Axon's going to have to take a gamble. What was interesting, one of the refs came from the top of the key and called it a blocking foul. The other ref came in from underneath, had a better view, and called it a charge. When Michael Solomon is involved, it's probably a charge, if we're being honest.
As that Saidi pulls, no good, but another offensive rebound for DRS. This time it's Spodek. Spodek slowing things down, going to move inside. Stops, down low, beautiful pass to Yitz Bennett underneath. Now a 17-point lead as this lead is ballooning for the Wildcats. Culture kind of hanging on by a thread with under a minute to go. Itzkowitz, Khan playing on 4. Khan pulls, blocked from behind. Gets it back, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Solomon. That is on Solomon. Third team for DRS. First personal only for Michael Solomon. Alfasi throws it forward, tipped by Bornstein. Khan gets it back, 40 seconds. Down low to Albelia, David Albelia with a great finish. Cuts the lead to 15.
Yeah, now you hold for 1 if you're at DRS, no shot clock. So Gaby's probably going to dribble out the clock.
And we spoke about this before. With Jewish Culture, the goal was to try to get it to within single digits. And if anything, it went up from, I believe, 12. Although now it's taken away by Z. Iskowitz. Down low, Shiloh Khan draws a foul. He'll go to the line for 2. And for DRS, that's just a situation where you have to take care of the basketball.
And it was really smart play by Coach Axon. Caught Gaby off guard, bringing a double team. And again, it's the size that Jewish Culture has. You see David Albelia coming up. He's about 6'5", 6'4", and it's tough to get a pass around him. So Gaby made an iron pass. Jewish Culture, let's see if they can capitalize with 2 huge free throws.
First one from Khan, no good. He'll get one more. Although knowing Culture, it'll be a miss. They'll get the rebounds, and then they'll have another possession.
Take a guess who will be. Jojo Alfasi, currently at half court. He'll probably fly in from there. And we all know his social media following. He's a high flyer. Hoping we can get a highlight play with Yosef Silver on the call at some point in this game.
Yeah, another Jewish culture star with a big following the footsteps of Jewish culture alum Ben Lazary. As now it's as Alicia Saidi, 5 seconds. Saidi attacking the basket, goes up, no good. But ball's tipped around. Saidi able to get it off, and Saidi at the buzzer. 47-31 DRS lead, end of the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some fourth quarter action in this Tier 1 semifinal game.
The first thing that struck me when I came here was the beauty of this place.
When I first got here, it was so welcoming, and I felt like I fit in right away.
I'm always excited to be here. The atmosphere here is great. The people here are great. The staff is great.
Every summer is so unforgettable.
And each year it gets even better and better.
Are you ready for the best summer ever?
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. Come to Golan Heights for the best authentic Israeli food and more. Located just steps away on campus. Shawarma, schnitzel, poppers, to name a few of Golan Heights' delicious items. Of course, referring to chicken poppers, nothing to do with Ramaz's assistant coach and MacsLive legend Akiva Poppers, who's in the crowd behind the scorer's table. We always love to see poppers, both kinds of poppers, in this gym. Avery, what's your go-to at Golan?
First of all, Yosef, I expected better than you. Better from you on that one. I don't know if that joke hit the mark, but
at least it wasn't a 6-7 joke.
First time for you, but my order from Golan, I like your chicken soup a lot. They got a really good laffa, so definitely check it out at some point when you're here in New York. Looks like Culture's going to go back to that double team around the top of the key. They're going to have to bring a ton of pressure here if they want to come back.
Yeah, down 16. They're going to have to make some magic happen, and that starts with forcing stops and forcing turnovers from the Wildcats. As it goes into the corner for Bennett. Culture kind of leaving him open, not scared he's going to shoot it. Saidi trying to attack the basket. Now Shoam Gabe, and that's taken away by Albilia. David Albilia with a nice move, and that's going to be a foul. I think they're going to call that one, and they are on Alicia Saidi. That's Saidi's first DRS first team. Good start to the quarter.
Yeah, smart foul by Saidi there. Saidi sitting on 16 points right now, most of those coming in the past quarter. You know, ended off with the buzzer beater on an offensive rebound. As there's another foul by Saidi, he picks up a quick 2, but you know, only 2 fouls in the fourth quarter. I think you'll live with it if you're Coach Moshe Cohen. Saidi's been lethal. Gaby Spodek throughout this whole game, he's got 13 points. He's been initiating this offense, and Culture just has to get the ball out of their hands, has to speed up DRS, and obviously has to connect on some of these shots around the basket. Seplitz missing the mark on that one, and Culture is going to come out and impress.
Yeah, at one point that half, 11 consecutive points for Alicia Saidi. We talked so much about his brother in previous years for DRS. Now just another line on the Saidi platform. Avery, as a Stepner, I don't know what you would know about, kind of generations dominating the Sarachek tournament. But definitely Saidi is a name to look out for, as that's a nice floater for Mika Hazan.
Yosef, I don't know who to relate to because I don't know who the best Saidi is. If you told me who the best one is, then I could probably relate to them, considering I'm the best of the 3 Stepner. As Spodek, Kavy Spodek, just splitting the defense, showing you what he can do. Such an experienced player, he does not get flustered at all. And that's one of the problems when you're pressing against DRS, when you come from behind. They've been so good all season at dealing with this ball pressure. It's been because of number 0.
That's another miss for Culture. Gaby Spodek, DRS, kind of just looking to milk the clock the rest of the way. Play some good defense. They should be able to escape with a win. Solomon, corner 3, Bennett. Bottom, it's Bennett. We talked about Culture maybe not respecting Bennett, but definitely earning that respect. Now 21-point lead for the Wildcats. Z Iskowitz attacking the basket. That's a nice play from Z Iskowitz. Shoham Gabe. Gabe moving around. Saidi. Alicia Saidi. He's been electric in this one. He's going to attack the lane. Stop. Bennett. Corner Spodek. Spodek just letting it run. 15 seconds. Bennett going to move in. Alfasi tries to draw a charge. And they're going to give it to him. Jojo Alfasi putting his body on the line. He doesn't care that they're down 19. He knows that he has to do whatever he can to get his team back into this one.
And how about giving a lot of credit to Coach Moshe Cohen? We talked about him before. You know, if you look at the history of Sarachek tournament for DRS, last year they were a 3 seed, lost to Frisch in the first round after winning the Yeshiva League championship. A lot of people were a little weary this year of DRS coming in if they were going to have that same championship hangover. But Coach Cohen, you know, he kept his team mentality strong. He knew it wasn't going to be easy. You're going to play a lot of tough teams. And DRS has just been an absolute wagon so far, as there's a timeout by Coach Cohen.
And with that timeout from Coach Cohen, we're going to send it to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There's awesome facilities, from pool to tennis courts to soccer fields, and just the avira, the atmosphere at the dining room. We bench all together, all meals, which is amazing. We value Torah, and we have chinuch staff that are on campus 24/7.
I truly believe anyone who comes here as a camper will carry this place with them for the rest of their lives.
I love it, and my family loves it.
You wish you could just stay here forever.
Sports at Camp Santa Clara. Color War, in my opinion, is the best part of camp by far. Everyone is going insane. They're all getting hyped with everyone.
Color War is the best time. It's just non-stop activity.
In the dining room, everyone is jumping up and down for the songs.
It's red versus white, so it's everyone in red is cheering for everyone in red. And instead of like camping your age group, it's like everyone's together.
Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. 5:08 left to go. Number 1 seed DRS Wildcats currently hold a 19-point lead over the number 4 Jewish Culture Lions, as things are getting pretty late early for Jewish Culture. Jojo Alfasi bringing pressure on Saidi, picks up a silly foul. That's going to be Culture's first of the half, first of the quarter. Alfasi second, and Saidi going to inbound sideline.
So Yosef, what Culture is going to have to do right now, try to get some steals, is keep the ball out of Gaby's hands, keep the ball out of Saidi's hands. That's obviously easier said than done. You know, you could switch, you could double team them, just keep the ball out of their hands. Then you send traps and try to force Solomon and Bennett to pass out of the ball pressure. Although Solomon and Bennett, as there's an offensive foul right there on Yitz Bennett.
I don't know about that one. I don't think Yitz Bennett was anywhere near the play. Maybe we'll see on the replay if he did something.
Yeah, I don't know if he got contact. It looks like he moved a little early. Not sure from our angle if we saw any contact. Maybe the ref saw it differently. But one thing that's just so special about this DRS team is, okay, you know, we talked about there's an offensive rebound, a strong one by Alfasi, and a 3 by Iskowitz doesn't go. As there's a foul underneath the basket by Albilia. But one thing that's just so crazy about this DRS team, you know, you say, okay, fine, let's keep the ball out of Spodek and Saidi's hands. You know, they're 2 ball handlers and playmakers. Well, Solomon and Bennett have played in a lot of big games. You know, they were part of that championship team last year. You can really trust them down the stretch to take care of the ball and just not crumble under pressure. The experience combined with the talent, combined with the coaching, combined with just the overall well-built team that DRS is, the physicality, it's all coming together. And, you know, they're going to be really tough to beat if they can hang on here. Playing Frisch tomorrow, it'll be a great game, but DRS is really, really going to be tough to beat.
Beautiful ball movement. That senior connection, Spodek to Solomon, as once again a 21-point lead for the Wildcats. 4 minutes to go in this one. That's Albilia for Jewish Culture. Albilia only a freshman. Hopefully we'll get another opportunity to see him in Sarachek after, you know, at least a year, if not more, of development. And he's a guy who brings a nice amount of size and talent. You know, just only a freshman. You don't see too many freshmen kind of show out in this tournament, but he's done a really great job.
Yeah, and you look at this Jewish Culture team, you know, obviously their prospects of, you know, winning this one and advancing to the championship not looking great, but you still got some really good players in the pipeline for next year. No Sepulitz and Mika Azan are both juniors. They'll return next year. You talked about David Albilia as a guy who is going to continue to develop. If he's this good and he's playing these minutes in such a big game, how much better can he get in the future? So the Jewish Culture team, they really have been really showing out in their first Sarachek appearance. They've had wins over 2 Yeshiva League powerhouses in CABC and Ramaz. So a lot of credit to them, and if this is it for them, you can assume they'll be back in contention next season.
That's a 3, Shoham Gabe. Bang! Shoham Gabe, 22-point lead for DRS. 3.5 to go. Sepulitz now gives to Iskowitz. Noah Sepulitz, another big body for these Jewish Culture Lions, gives to Jojo Alfasi. Alfasi, the rare 5th-year senior for the Lions, under the hoop to Iskowitz. Beautiful ball movement. That's a 3 from Alfasi. Couldn't get it to go, but once again, Alfasi grabbing his own rebound, following the ball. Shiloh Khan in the corner. Almost automatic. That one rattled in and out. And Jojo Alfasi got absolutely trucked trying to go for the rebound. And that'll be 5 team fouls for DRS, meaning that Alfasi will be sent to the line for 2. And I wonder if you're Coach Cohen and DRS, you maybe want a little bit more time. But they've been in a lot of competitive games. Some teams, they'll kind of wait till they get to the consolation brackets, and some maybe roll their bench, get some of their guys in. Coach Cohen, barring some miraculous comeback from Jewish Culture, down over 20 with 3 minutes to go. Maybe want to roll the bench a little bit in this one, get some guys some run who may not see time tomorrow.
Yeah, and he's going to call a timeout here. He might be doing just that. All you got to do with 3 minutes left, up by 20 points, just take care of the ball, run out the clock. If you get fouled, you go to the line, make your free throws. That's stuff that DRS just does really well with their coaching and their experience. And we'll see what Coach Cohen decides to do. But what an impressive all-around performance by DRS. Jewish Culture is a team that has looked dominant so far. They got physicality and talent that has been really impressive, and DRS just absolutely runs them over today. And it's up 20 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and we spoke to Michael Solomon after the game on Friday, and he was saying how important it is for them to get this game, canceling school tomorrow for the juniors and seniors at DRS. So even though it's a little bit of a lackluster crowd for the Wildcats today, you bet that they will be out in full force tomorrow. And for the Jewish Culture Lions, despite the fact that they're coming up from Florida, they also have a pretty respectable crowd here today supporting them. But you better believe that DRS and Frisch in the stands tomorrow is going to get real rowdy in this Max Stern Athletic Center.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the Frisch fans as well. They've really been showing out throughout this tournament. As there's a scrum around half court, and Jojo Alfasi, I think he was trying to yam that one. But he gets a layup instead. So now DRS is just going to be maintenance here, running out the clock, as there's Bennett for a layup on the other end. Coach Cohen's going to tell his team to step back.
As now it's Itzkowitz, taken by Gabe. 2:23 remain. DRS probably just going to milk out the clock.
Yeah, they're going to start to go to some of their bench players here. As number 3, Michael Freund coming into the game, the senior. Another guy who's meant a lot to this program, has been a part of this team over the years with a lot of success. Jewish Culture putting in some of the bench players as well.
And Shiloh Khan picking up his 5th, getting a standing O from the Jewish Culture crowd. All he's given to those guys over the years as a senior. But just did a great job today, kind of got into foul trouble early. But overall, an excellent player, so dangerous from deep. Saidi with the pull-up, gets it. And now subs official timeout from the referee, as we're going to get Gabriel Aron and Noah Bornstein back into this one. Gaby Spodek, Michael Solomon taking a seat. And, Avery, as we talk about, maybe Shiloh Khan ending his career for Jewish Culture, and maybe some of these other guys, they're not the only ones ending their career on this game.
Yeah, partner, this is going to be it for me here at MacsLive. You know, it's been an incredible run, obviously, you know, with the Macs, but Sarachek as well. You know, looking back to my first year at MacsLive a couple years ago, you and I called like 4 or 5 games in a row on semifinal Sunday as Ersa's on with a deep 3, it doesn't go. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing these games to all the Macs fans, all the Sarachek fans out there. You know, I can only hope I provided entertainment and insights to all of you, and I just want to thank all of our listeners for coming along this journey with me and being such a great fan base. And I also want to thank my family supporting me throughout these years. They've been absolutely awesome watching all the games. Shout out to the Stepner fam. And I want to give a big shout out to my partner here, Yosef Silver. You know, a guy that has been a mentor for me, a guy who's been really incredible calling games with him throughout the years. We've had some great moments together. Someone I can call a true friend of mine, and he's truly one of the best in the business. You know, Yosef Silver, the amount of work he puts in behind the scenes it's inspiring. He's someone that I look up to. I think he's incredible at his job, and it's been an absolute pleasure calling these games with you, partner. And again, just want to thank all of you listening. It's been a great ride, and you know, it's going to come to an end here with a DRS win.
Yeah, I believe it ends similar to how it started, as we kind of owned Tier 2 that year that DRS won the playing game, kind of made their run in Tier 2, won Tier 2, Moshe Cohen's first year. And how fitting is it that we followed DRS's journey then, and we're following it now en route to the championship game, where it'll take on the Frisch Cougars, led by another Stepner, Isaac Stepner. As you know, it's just been a great couple years calling Macs games, calling Sarachek games. You know, starting 2 years ago. Last year, really a lot of games with the Macs. This year, especially calling a Sarachek championship. It's just been a really, really great experience as Joe Chalfossi checks out of the game for the last time. But I really do appreciate, you know, the back and forth that we've had over the years, kind of the camaraderie we've had in the booth, all the great times. And definitely we'll look back fondly on the memories.
Yeah, and I also just want to take the time to give a big thank you, as you know, DRS is running out the clock here. That's an errant pass that goes out of bounds. I want to give a big thank you to the MacsLive family as well. Can't miss them. As, you know, some of the guys who have helped me over the years. Charlie Benheim, obviously, the great play-by-play announcer, who, you know, first showed me the ropes a couple years ago. Kiva Poppers, David Sampson, Zevi Panzer, Matt Lawrence, Zach Sicklick. I mean, there's too many guys to count. Jarrett Lazarus, Eitan Traurig, all the guys who, you know, work behind the scenes to make these broadcasts happen. I truly think that MacsLive is the best student-led broadcast in all of, you know, college athletics. And it's because of those guys, as there's the DRS crowd erupting. And, you know, it's been really great to see the growth over the past few years, and I'm looking forward to continuing to follow over the next few years. And that starts tomorrow with a big championship game between Frisch and DRS.
And just moving on to that championship game, really should be a good one. You know, that year that we were talking about, the DRS Frisch was the playing game. Last year, DRS Frisch was that first round wild upset, the Neufeld 3 almost from half court. And now this year, the championship game, those two teams can't get enough of each other in this Sarachek tournament, and it should be a really exciting battle both ways.
Yeah, before we go on, you know, I apologize if I missed anyone else from MacsLive. Got to shout out Bluth and Laub as well. And Aaron's going to dribble out the clock. The Frisch DRS game is sure to be electric. You don't want to miss it. Try to come here in person if you can. If not, MacsLive will have the coverage for you.
Yeah, Yosef Silver and Max Zackheim will be on the call. As the buzzer sounds, DRS 65, Jewish Culture 43. We've got a rematch in the books. DRS and Frisch in the championship Monday, 2 o'clock. You won't want to miss it. Something else you won't want to miss, the NCSY postgame show where we will interview stars of the game for DRS. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. This is the NCSY postgame show. NCSY inspiring the Jewish future for over 70 years as the DRS Wildcats have defeated the Jewish Culture Lions and will move on to face the Frisch Cougars in the championship tomorrow. We're going to send it down to our sideline reporter Natan Rabizadeh standing by with the stars of the game. Natan?
Gabi Spodek, player of the game, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. What does this mean to you as a senior after how Sarachek ended last year to be in the championship game with a chance to take it all home for DRS?
It feels real good.
How do you stay so consistent?
My whole life consistent.
Last 2 games, obviously Valley Torah hounding you. This game you were getting played with intense defense as well. How do you stay so calm? 18 points.
That's a tough question, but it's just practice. That's what I'll say.
Way to
Practice
play.
makes perfect.
Way to play. Good luck. Solomon. Heart and soul of the team. 6 offensive rebounds, 4 assists. What makes you so important, and what gives you all that heart that you play with throughout the game?
I like to win, and whatever I could do to help us to impact winning and help the boys win, that's what I'll do. We got a lot of guys that can score, a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things.
You've been doing a great job so far. You're going to have good luck. You're going to win. Mr. Bornstein, do you have any shout-outs?
Shout out A.B. Rossow. His content is so inspiring, and it pushes me every day.
Way to play.
I got one. Eunice from Chosen, shout out to the dumplings, baby.
Let's go. Thank you.
Thank you for that excellent interview. And it should be an excellent game tomorrow between the DRS Wildcats and the Frisch Cougars, as the Wildcats have made it past the Jewish Culture Lions, and the rare opportunity, we'll have the 1 and the 3 tomorrow in the Max Stern Athletic Center, 2 p.m. Tier 1 Championship, Yeshiva League powerhouses DRS and Frisch. Avery, any final words on this one?
Yeah, it should be a really fun one. It's the 2 top seeds of the Yeshiva League this season. Both teams have been dominant throughout the season. You know, preseason tournaments, Yeshiva League, DRS with only 1 loss, Frisch with a couple. So it should be an exciting one. We got great players, guys who have all-time careers. They're going to look to make their mark in Yeshiva League history. It's something you definitely do not want to miss.
And that'll do it for us here in the booth. And Avery, I just want to mention once again, it's been excellent calling games with you over the past couple years. Really appreciate the time that we've had in the booth together. And I couldn't have done any of this without you, so I really appreciate it. But for the final time, for Avery Stepner, I'm Yosef Silver. Stay tuned to the next game between the Fuchs and Zrachi Mayhem and the Ida Crown Aces after this.
Mamba out, baby.